that was my like a dream job, because not only did I get to choreograph for Brown Eyed Girls, also like one of my idol choreographers personally asked me to make choreo. So I'm like, this is a dream.
Hi, I'm Chris Molly, and this is Pod on the Verse, a fan-first podcast here to show you everything that's going on with the world of K-pop. Episode by episode, we'll dive deep into the latest Weverse content, get to know other fans, and stay in touch with what's going on in the world of K-pop. So, grab your favorite headphones, get comfortable, and get ready to dive into the pod with us. Here today for this very, very special episode, I have a guest who's hailing from somewhere very, very far away. Let us know who you are and where you're at.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jonah Aki. I am currently here in Seoul, South Korea. Wow. And I am a choreographer, dancer for all of your favorite stars here in Korea. Concerts, music videos, choreography, anything you can think of, I've probably done it.
We're going to talk all about that today on the episode. But first, I guess I just want to ask, like, how did you become, let's say, a dancer? First, let's talk about that. How did you even become a dancer?
Well, the very first time was actually funny. One of my friends was like, "There's a dance team audition. We should go." And I was like, I can't dance. I'm not doing that. But I wanted to be supportive. So we went together, and then I ended up making the team and she didn't. Oh. But she was like, "No, you have to do it. You have to do it." So I did it, and it just turned into what I love doing. So I've been a dancer ever since.
So like, how long have you been dancing?
I started dancing in high school, which means it's been a very long time.
Okay.
Really long time.
Okay, so you're definitely an expert by now then when it comes to dance. How does K-pop enter your life? Because you've been a dancer for, let's say, most of your life.
So when I was in university, I went to a school that had a lot of Korean people. Just all the time, all my friends ended up being Korean, and they're just always playing K-pop. And this is around 2007. So like second generation K-pop, right? So like what was famous at the time? 동방신기, 소녀시대, Girls' Generation just came out. Wonder Girls is doing Nobody But You. Like, that's what's going on at the time. And when I listen to this music, I'm like, first of all, what language is that? Because I don't know anything about Korea. And the second, I'm like, this is so catchy and so fun, to the point that I just found myself repeating the melody of the songs, even though I have no idea what they're saying. And it was just history after that. And I feel like that's how most people fall in love with K-pop. They love the music first, and then they research into it, and then they just end up loving it in the end.
1000%. And I feel like it's something, let me know if you agree, but I feel like it's something that when you first find it, you're like, oh, this might just be a phase. Like, it might just be like this one or two songs that I like.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, it was like, oh, these like are fun songs. But I just kept following it to where I changed my minor in university to Korean. And then as soon as I graduated, I moved to Korea. So I guess I very much loved it. So it was fun.
My gosh, I love that. So then when you first moved to Korea, did you go with the intention of dancing? Like, what was that decision to go to Korea like spawned by?
No way. I just wanted to experience living outside of my comfort zone. I wanted to try a new place. And because I had already loved Korea for a little bit, I really wanted to experience it. And I did not plan on dancing here. I just came, I was an English teacher, and I was not planning on continuing my dance career. I was just taking a break. But as we'll talk about, a lot of great opportunities came, and I was like, I guess I got to keep dancing.
Oh my gosh. I think that's so funny that you thought, yeah, we're done with dance. It's fine. Like, it's just something I do, but I just want to do something different. And then you go to later have this incredible, still going like career involving dance that has nothing to do with like teaching English anymore.
Exactly. And it was like, of course, it was always a dream, like being a dancer full time, like doing all the like entertainment related work has always been a dream of mine.
Mm.
But there was a point when I first moved to Korea that was like, okay, we're going to pause that. Let's see what else is out there. And then it turns
Mm.
out that my two loves combined. And now I'm here doing it.
Okay, so then if you came as like to be like an English teacher, what was that, I guess, that first moment where you started considering, oh, maybe I should be dancing here? Maybe I'm not
Yeah.
done dancing?
When I first moved here, I didn't dance for a whole year. I just focused on what I was doing. I tried to make new
Wow.
friends, like see what was around. Um, but there was a studio in the city that I lived in, and I just randomly wanted to take a class. I just had the urge to do it. And when I walked in, I took the class. It was great, very fun. Still friends with those teachers to this day.
Oh,
But they looked at me and they said, I think I've seen a video of you dancing back in America. And I was like, nah, that can't be right. They pull up the video. It's a video of me like dancing. And they were like, you should come hang out. And so, like, I got to meet a lot of dance friends that way. And then immediately after that, there was a TV show here called Dancing Nine, which is like the original street woman, street man fighter of Korea from like 10 years ago.
wow.
I watched the first season and I was like, that looks like fun. And so I auditioned for the second season and I kept making it like multiple cuts and I made it like halfway through. But during that process, I met a lot of really great dancers. So after that, people just started pulling me under their wing. And it was like, okay, this feels right. I can't stop dancing. I gotta go for it. And the rest is history.
Yeah, like what a beautiful and like natural way to have like dancing reintroduced into your life after you were
Yeah.
deciding like, let's just take a break from it all. And something that you were just doing as a hobby. You're like, let me just go take a
Yeah.
class. Ended up
Yeah.
connecting you with so many cool people who could show you more of this world.
Exactly. And it was really that whole kind of, oh, this is meant to be like that kind of feeling. And
Yeah.
yeah. So don't give up on your dreams.
No, definitely not. So then, okay, so you get to go on Dancing Nine. And after that, like, do you decide maybe I want to do more dance show competitions or do I want to go into, music videos, if you see where I'm leading?
Of course, I don't want to be on a competition show because it's a lot of stress. Like
Yeah.
anyone who's ever thought about it, you can just tell even the people that are on competition shows, they're stressed out. I really wanted to backup dance. I really wanted to perform on the stage, concerts. Actually, no, let's take it back. I wanted to do all of it. So I just took any opportunity that came my way. I got asked to start teaching a regular class at a studio in Seoul. And through that, the owner, she was a really famous dancer in Korea in like the 80s or 90s.
Oh,
Her name
wow.
was Hong Yong-ju. She's
Okay.
like a really famous dancer from back then. And she told me about this like concert series that's going on. And she was like, you got to do it. You got to do it. Never heard of this singer. And then I auditioned and I got the job to go on this like national tour, concert tour in Korea.
Wow.
And that really opened up a lot of opportunities. And it made me feel like, oh yeah, I can do this.
That's insane. So basically, you having already this talent that you worked very hard to craft as well, and just being
Yeah.
open to so many things is like kind of what helped lead you further into this.
Yeah. I've always said if I wasn't being like really open to new experiences and really open to meeting new people is really the ticket to achieve what you wanted to do. Because if I had just like closed myself off and just stayed within myself, then none of the opportunities that I've had up until now would have ever come.
I think that's such an important thing that you mentioned because, like, I think, for people who are not like in the entertainment industry already, right?
Yeah.
I think it could seem very elusive. It could seem very much like, it's just incredibly hard to break in. But from what I'm hearing and like from what you're saying, truly having like a genuine love for it, just by doing the thing,
100%.
going to dance, you get to meet all of these other people who become your network, like because you genuinely like them and you genuinely love working with them.
Yes.
And that essentially leads you to more.
Yeah. I mean, networking, it sounds so impersonal to call it networking.
Yeah.
I prefer to call it cultivating relationships, like cultivating friendships, because really, like, you will get a lot more opportunities by making like good friends when you can show that you're genuinely interested in like meeting new people, being around those people that you meet. Like, they give off the vibe, and Korean people love the vibes, and they're good vibes too.
Yeah.
So
it also helps that like you being so down to do something like teaching a class and taking the opportunities that people recommend for you. Like, even if it's something that you're like, I've never considered this before, even just trying something new, you might discover like, oh, that was actually pretty cool. Or actually, that was great. I don't want to do that again, but that was great. So let me veer into something else.
Yeah, for sure. A positive mindset is always really helpful. Yeah. Even if you absolutely hated what you did, at least you learned something from it. You learned that you hated it. So
that's true. That's one less career that you know that is for you. You're like, now I can never say I didn't try it.
Exactly.
So then how do we get into music videos and dancing in the background? Because now you've been on a competition show.
Yeah.
You've been on a tour.
Yeah.
How do music videos enter?
People don't really know this, but getting into music videos in Korea is very easy.
Okay.
Not as a dancer, but just like being in a video as like an actor or a background talent is actually quite easy. So the first ever job with music videos that I did it's called 어때? But How's This? By Hyuna. So if anybody listening goes and watches the video again, it's 100 people in a crowded, abandoned pool. And so they said, oh, we just need some dancers to like come and freestyle in this abandoned pool. And I had no idea what to expect, but I go in and I do my little thing. You can see me in the video. I'm in there for a couple seconds.
Okay. I'll have to go back and scrub to look for you. But
if you go, there's one moment where I'm right behind Hyuna and my face is very visible. So
now I know where to look.
Yeah, you'll find it. But yeah, so with this, when they're looking for a lot of people, they just cast somebody that has an agent already, and then they ask them, oh, do you know anybody that has the time to come to this video? So that's what happened to me. One of my friends called and said, oh, if you're free, like they need 100 people to come be in this. And we know you dance, so just come and do some freestyle. So I said yes. And after that video, just once again, the people that I met while I was there's some actual professional dancers. There's a dance team, Hyuna's backup dancers. You just like mingle, you get to know, and then jobs just kept coming after that.
Oh, wow. And I mean, to have your first music video be for somebody who was like iconic for her own like music. I know she was in a group first, but then she went out and did a solo career. Like that's such a cool jump.
Yeah, it was great.
So then speaking of your jobs, I guess with music videos, where do we go from there? So now you're doing background, you've been on tours, you've been a teacher before. At any point, do you ever think like, it would be really cool to choreograph something for someone?
Yes. My overall dream, which I have not achieved yet, but I will.
Yes.
Is to start a group from the audition process all the way up until a final product. Well, I shouldn't call like members products, but you know what I mean.
So you want to start from zero? From
zero to on the stage. Like I want to start it. I want to help with the training. I want to help with the casting. I want to help with the training. And I want to see my babies up on the stage for the first time. So that's my dream. And I've done all of those steps separately in different projects. But my goal is to really like start something new and finish it all the way.
Truly, I think because of the way that you've led your life being so open to so many opportunities, without a doubt, I feel like you're going to get to do it one day. Like you're going to.
I really hope
And there's so much that goes into, I think, crafting like an image for a group. And even if you think about it as like a dancer, like a choreographer is not just someone who's doing the dance moves. It also has to do with creative direction, vision, like what is the group's intent, or what is their image, what is their intent with the song, with the video, what are they trying to get across? Are they trying to are they fresh, like, oh, we're a freshly new debuted group? Or are they someone that we've been in the industry for a while and we want to change things up? Like when you've worked, I guess, with people choreographing, like have there been any of those struggles though? Because I wonder if it's easier to start with somebody who maybe it's a new group or a new artist and doesn't have as, I guess, an established image versus someone who has already an established image and either needs to diversify or maybe further solidify it.
The more difficult one is somebody that already has an established image. So their fans and their company and themselves already have an expectation of what they can achieve, and oftentimes a very specific idea of what they want the product to look like at the end. So the choreo, the staging, the costumes, they have an idea already. So when they're looking for a choreographer for those types of projects, the hardest part is not making the dance. It's making it, showing it, and then editing every little finger on every little moment and making 100 new versions of the same choreo that you've made.
Wow. And it's because you need to basically do it in the essence of who they already are or what they can already do.
Exactly. And I mean, it's all about perfectionism. Like, how can we make this the best that it can be? So the process is really rewarding in the end, but that is the biggest struggle.
So then I have to know, like, who have you don't have to tell to everybody, but one or two, who have you gotten to choreograph for?
Probably my favorite that I've made choreo for was Brown Eyed Girls. Yes.
Anyone who became a fan in K-pop in like second gen, they need to know.
They need to know. So they did a comeback where they remade a really old song called Wonder Woman. And so in that video, there's like 40 drag queens. I'm in that video too, so you can find me in there. But one of my idol choreographers, like choreographer to the stars, her name is Bae Yoon-jung. She's everything. Love her so much. When I arrived, she was like, I think you can make a part of the choreo for us. And I was like, no. Me? For real? She was like, can you have it done by tomorrow? And I was like, yes. Yeah, I will. I'm going to make it right now. So I made one section of the choreo. And if anybody who knows Brown Eyed Girls, there's Kain. And if you watch this video, there's like a section where she's moving and there's a bunch of hands like around her face. I made that. And then,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I made another little section where the dancers are dancing around them. So that was my like a dream job, because not only did I get to choreograph for Brown Eyed Girls, also like one of my idol choreographers personally asked me to make choreo. So I'm like,
that's a flex for life. Like that's like your point out in the crowd moment. Like,
yes,
it's me.
Yeah, so I love that. But outside of that, I really liked choreographing for New East.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I got into K-pop like end of second gen, so yes, I know who they are.
I mean, I'm really showing my age here, but
just appreciation for the classic
appreciation
groups.
for
Yes.
For Generation 2.
Generation 2, Generation 3, those are like some solidly really great generations that, no, truly, like it helped globalize K-pop, like what they were doing.
Really, really shaped what it is today.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was a concert and usually like members will do solo songs. So I choreographed a solo song for one of the members of New East for their concert.
What?
Yeah.
So you really had variety of work then already when it comes to
creatively a challenge for me. So going from like boy choreo to girl choreo is crazy. Yeah.
And also two different type of established artists, because Brown Eyed Girls was years into their career already.
Yes.
And Newest was still like, I would say they were still like in the middle of like their career.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And then you probably won't know who they are if I say, but there's a girl group. There was a girl group. Their name was Alice. They were called Ellis first.
Ellis.
And then they changed their name to Alice. So in the rebrand, I was their performance director. So I made the choreo for their last 3 songs.
Wow. That's such a crazy, like your ascent into like moving from being in the background to being in the choreo and now helping basically be their performance director.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
What did it feel like, I guess, when you finally, like now you were able to be a performance director and so you got to do it for multiple songs with the same group?
It's actually very fulfilling. And it's very difficult and a lot of long hours. But if I didn't do this position, I don't think that I would have the same understanding of how entertainment really works. There's so many moving parts and things that you as a dancer would never even be exposed to. Because, when you dance, like you get to be on stage, you also have your time. So in your own way, you're also a star. Yeah. And you get a lot of attention from the audience as well. But when you're a performance director, the performance part of it takes a backseat and you get to see all of the behind the scenes work. And I think that was probably the most fulfilling part because I feel like I have such a better appreciation for how hard artists have to work and really how one single song that comes out on a music show could not be done without a whole list of people to support them.
I think that's really valuable that you said that because often, I mean, because of how polished and perfectly put together K-pop tends to be, so many times you look at it and what you see are just the group performing in front of you. Mm-hmm. But people have no clue that there is teams of hundreds of people, like down to the stylist, direct performance, the dance assistants, like anything you can think of, there's somebody doing that kind of job. And so it's such a labor of love for anything that comes out when it comes to K-pop.
Yeah, really. And K-pop, I mean, there are so many artists. There are, especially now that K-pop has become so famous internationally, like everyone's trying to get their foot in the door. Everyone's trying to come out with a hit. And whether it does well or not, there are hundreds of people on each team really giving it their all to try and make that dream come true. So yeah, I feel like I would hope that fans would have a lot more like appreciation for how much work the backstage people have to do too to get their favorite artists out there on the stage.
Yeah. I mean, it's why it's great to even have you on the episode, truly, because you help us understand from a dance perspective just how much goes into this. Because, I mean, you've been someone who's been like a background dancer or background talent before, someone who's gone to help choreograph and even like help be a performance director. And so to hear these different experiences, it also shows people that there is like no one path into like how to work when it comes work with K-pop. Yeah. Like it's not just do or die, be an idol and that's it. Like
yeah, for sure. I mean, choreography and dance is a great avenue if you have the talent for it and that's like your passion and your ambition, 100% like worth it to try and get into it. But there's so many other things you can do. Like even me, like when I was doing performance directing, I found so many new interests outside of just dance. And I'm like, oh, I want to try learning about lighting, learning about cameras and camera angles, all of these things. You will find new passions. And there's, if you really want to work in K-pop, there's so many ways you can do it.
And since you've been a fan of K-pop for quite some time and involved in the industry, right? You have then gotten in real time to see the global impact, like just how much has changed since when you first arrived.
Yeah. So I came to Korea 13 years ago.
Wow.
And so at the time, the wave was just starting. Here, let me put it into perspective. When I was listening to these K-pop songs in college, we didn't have streaming services yet. So, so when you wanted to listen to K-pop, you either had to go buy the CD or you had to illegally download like a list, like a playlist that somebody in Korea made and uploaded. And then you had to like download the songs. I remember driving to a Korean shop in Los Angeles so that I could get a CD of an artist that I really wanted to have. But I had never heard any of the other songs that they had. I just heard one MP3 download of one of their songs. And I was like, I really want to see what this is all about. So it was a different time back then.
So this is before even like the huge YouTube channels that like aggregate all of the K-pop music videos on.
Yep. Back then, when you would type like Korean music, if you were not typing it in Korean, then you wouldn't really find that much stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a different time. But I've seen it grow as I've been here. I've seen how much people have fallen in love with it. So I feel really fortunate to have come into the industry before the wave because the competition is really high now. But also I really enjoy like being able to have seen how much it's grown. Let's say it like this. Like when I first moved to Korea, dancers that are not Korean that moved to Korea and tried to make a career here, there were 10 of us.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure there were other people, but people out there like really trying, less than 10 of us. And now like you get a bunch of people out here like coming, auditioning, really trying. So I've seen the world change a lot.
You could literally say, and this is not just me trying to like, I'm not trying to blow steam at you, but you could literally say that the work that you were doing was helping open doors then for other foreigners to come in. Because if you're coming in at a time where there aren't that many who are trying to break in and you are learning Korean, you are really trying to do things in the way that the entertainment industry works there, like that does bring more visibility to like the talent that all of these other foreign artists and dancers can bring. And so more diversity to the videos, more diversity to even the styles of dance, because I don't remember in second generation, like the kind of styles of dance that you'll see them doing now.
I'm going to be honest, like back then when I first came here, there was a lot of times where I felt like trying to start an entertainment career as a not Korean person is too difficult. I almost gave up so many times. But things have changed for the better. There is a real possibility of building like a really good career here, especially in dance. They're so much more open to having people of other nationalities like come and be backup dancers or concert tour dancers here. So the opportunities, now is the time, honestly. If you ever thought about coming and trying it, now is the time to do it.
It's very inspiring because I know that, you probably really did struggle so much, especially making that transition from you were a dancer and then you decided to take a break, you were teaching, and then you started to, my friends. I've made some friends who are also dancers here. I want to try it out. And while, yes, so many good opportunities come, sometimes people don't get that. Those are the result of you continuing to push and continuing to keep yourself open. Because it's not like you arrived and they're just like, here's a million different opportunities. Pick your favorite.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, let's be honest, there's not going to be a million opportunities. There is going to be a lot of networking and relationship building that you'll have to do if you do come here, but the opportunities are there. I know one of my friends now, he's a new friend because he has not been here for more than a year, but he already dances for Hybe all the time. He's moving around and he credits it all the time to the relationships that he built as soon as he got here. So
that's also applicable to everything in life, any job, anything you want to do. It's more of like, if you're genuinely interested in something, just pursue it with that kind of energy, and you will find other people who are like-minded, who then can help push you and grow you in ways that you never thought that you could.
Exactly, for sure.
And so something I'm noticing you're wearing is this sweater that's from a very famous dance studio.
I gotta represent.
Is that where you currently work now? Yes.
So currently I'm a member of the 1 Million Dance Studio. Yay.
That's a huge flex. Huge. If you guys are into watching dance on YouTube for K-pop, like, this is the first thing that pops up every single time.
So come visit me at 1 Million Studio in Seoul if you ever want to. Which is a really funny story. The reason I was able to come into 1 Million in the first place is if you watched Street Woman Fighter Season 2, the 1 Million girls, a lot of them, I met them when they were in high school.
What?
So like now, like 10 years later, when they're adults, they were like, hey, come dance with 1 Million. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, let's go. So now I'm here.
Oh my
but
gosh.
I love it though. 1 Million is represent 1 million.
Everybody dreams of going to take a class there. Like, that's just on so many people's checklist when they go to Korea, is like, go to the tower and go take a class at 1 Million.
Oh my God. And you know what's so funny? I live under the tower and then I go to teach the class.
So yeah, you could get it all done in one day if you guys just go to 1 Million and then go to Seoul Tower.
Yeah. And 1 Million, especially for people who are just trying to learn to dance, 1 Million, our programs are so good for people who not sure if they want to dance yet, but they're so interested and they have like the drive. Like 1 Million is the place. Come on over. Come see us.
You heard it here first. Like, you do not need to be afraid of any, like, not being able to keep up, because even literally one of the most reputable dance studios in Korea has options for you. Like, that's so heartwarming to hear, because if you look at the videos, people might think that's the level I have to dance just to walk into the building.
Oh, no. I say this all the time. This is my pretty girl mantra. No matter how you feel, like, anyone can dance. It doesn't matter if you're not doing like the hardest, like fastest choreography. Like, everybody has something in them that will shine their light through movement. It's so natural, like, to move as people. So whenever people say like, oh no, I can't dance, like I could never, that's not true. I can prove that I can get you to learn some choreography. I can prove it. Give me an hour and 20 minutes and I will show you that you can do it. So
okay,
never
I
be
have
discouraged.
full faith in you. So whenever I go to Korea, I'm going to go and take a 1 Million dance class.
Please come. I'll prove it.
I'm going to come out basically being like in the background somewhere.
Yes, you're going to steal my job.
I'll need a couple more years for that. But no, thank you so much for taking us through your journey. Again, like, it's so inspiring to hear the many different ways that, like, just naturally when you enjoy doing something, how putting equal effort into that love and equal like, you know, effort to meet people or to try different things and to not close yourself off to everything. And also to understand that a closed door now doesn't mean it's a closed door forever. I think it's
so
something
true.
important for people to hear at any phase of where they're at, and really for anything that they might want to do.
In addition to that, though, there is a negative side that I want to give some advice for. Being open-doored, like going for it, being friendly, all of that is perfect. That's the way you got to do it. But you also have to have some professionalism and respect. So I'll just share it with you. This is just my experience, but a lot of people that do come to Korea, they want to start a job in entertainment because they're a fan, not because they're passionate about it. So this is not everyone, but a lot of people really, it's very obvious that they tried to get a job just so they could stand next to their favorite artist. And my advice is that's okay. You can do that, and you will get to see your favorite artists. You will get to meet them if you come to Korea, but you have to have just a little bit of professionalism because it is work.
So that was some great advice. And on that note, let's move on to the next segment, the Weverse wrap up. So Weverse, there's always so much stuff going on. And this month, the month of June, is a very, very special one because June 13th will mark BTS's 12th anniversary.
Wow. That means I came to Korea before BTS was a thing.
You came to Korea when they were still trainees.
Yes, when they were trainees. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
we just dated ourselves here. But yes, they're celebrating their 12th anniversary. It's so exciting. And it's amazing that they've had 12 years together. And speaking of BTS, J-Hope will be dropping a new song called Killing It Girl. So
That sounds fun. Killing it, girl.
and then also Hope on the Stage final at Goyang Stadium. He has already finished his world tour. I did. Oh, if anyone watching sees, this is from the tour. I saw him in Mexico City when he came here. So
Wow.
I'm not sure if this is the exact same that goes to Korea, because Korea always gets such, like, I think every stop got something like a little bit different. So I can't wait to see what that looks like. We also have Army Festa celebration, June 13th to 14th. And then we have In Hypen, Desire Unleash. It's out now. It was just released on June 5th. And then Islet is dropping a new album, Bomb, out June 16th. I am so excited.
Oh, so excited. That's going to be so fun.
I liked their dance for Magnetic because there was so much hairography for it too.
Yeah.
See?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Speaking of Magnetic, I was drawn to that song immediately.
It was like such a powerful like single when it came out. I was hearing it everywhere and I just couldn't help doing the dance.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not a dancer myself, I think I also watched it enough to know what to do.
But I mean, even now, look at that. That was great.
Thank you so much. And so that's been the Weverse wrap up. Heading into our next segment is the Fan Zone. So this week for the Fan Zone, we're keeping it short and sweet. I know you've choreographed for so many different people. You've been part of so many different choreographies. But is there any choreography out right now that you would like to learn? It could be something from years ago that you never really attempted to do, but now you kind of feel like you could do it.
Anything by Rise, I've actually been too scared to try to learn. Because it's actually hard, like actually so hard. Their choreographer too, I also like, we worked at the same studio here in Seoul. So I text him sometimes to be like, why did you make it so hard? I can't do this.
I completely understand. Those like leg lifts, and they just do so many twists and turns that I'm like, how are you not dizzy? How are you still singing while dancing?
For sure. I don't know if I told you this, but I was in the performance for ABCD by Nayeon.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. But the way that we didn't get to learn the entire thing because my group was added pretty late. So I only learned the end of it. So I really want to learn like the we all know the chorus, but I really want to learn all the way from the beginning, like all the way to the end.
I mean, but it's also such a flex that you were even there for part of it. So I'm certain you're already ahead of the rest of us knowing that part.
Yeah, I guess. But still, that's probably the one that I would want to learn right now.
I would love to be able to learn the dance for Siren by Rise, because seeing that live, I was like starstruck. I was like, how are they moving like that? They're literally flying across the stage. But it looks like so much fun, especially when they like, there's like a part where they are like winding their arms around and they get down, come back up, get down, come back up.
Yes.
Like it looks so effortless when they do it, but I look at it and I already feel tired. So.
I know. I feel you. Me too, though. Back when they did like the guitar one, their legs in that, I'm like, I can't do that. So then to see Siren 2, I'm like, oh, come on. Can I do it? I don't know.
So that's what we would like to learn. What would you guys like to learn? Let us know down in the comments. And remember, you guys can follow us on all our socials. We're on Spotify too, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. QR code tells all. And that's been the Fan Zone. So thank you so much, Jonah, for coming onto the show today, staying awake for this for this talk. Let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me on the Instagram at jonah.aki, AKI, and also on TikTok at jonah.aki. You can come watch me do funny videos.
And so for all of those listening, please remember, recuerden que hay otra versión en español. There is a version of this podcast in Spanish que se llama Todo en el Verso. It's called Todo en el Verso, so please check that out if you're interested. That's been this week on Pod in the Verse. Thank you so much again, Jonah.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all next time. Bye.